What's going on, everybody? It is Tuesday night. You guys know what that means. Another episode of the Motorsports Almanac live coming at you. We've got two guests scheduled for this week. First off, joined by the Griffon Growl team. One of the most unique engine combinations that we have ever seen in the United States pulling scene here to end out the 2024 season. Man, that thing is beautiful behind you. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Introduce yourselves. I mean, we obviously know who you guys are from being in the pulling world, but just go ahead and let's get all that out of the way.
Doug Voth, an owner of the Griffon Growl.
Randy Ryder, helper.
Yep, and a lot of help. Jared, pitch in there.
So I'm Doug's first cousin. I'm Jared. My son Austin. We've had the opportunity to travel with Doug a little bit and meet some awesome folks over the last couple of years. So,
yeah, and Austin likes to help out. Like whenever we was checking my oil filter screen, he was helping me do that. We was changing fuel filters or fuel injectors, and then Justin Clutch, he was helping out with all that. He likes to jump in there and help out quite a bit, don't you, Austin?
Yeah.
It's fun, isn't it?
Well, you guys, we can't say a big enough thank you to you guys for joining us too. I mean, you guys have had a really busy time getting that machine behind you ready to go. Then just seeing all the pictures and from the phone conversations you and I have had just about what went into getting the Griffon Growl ready with the new engine setup. Just kind of take us through letter A, what inspired it, and letter B, just how it all came together.
Well, we bought that thing from Wayne Lonecker, and he built the Hemis because it was getting left behind because of new blowers and all the updates the Hemis have, and even the triple Chevrolets got new blowers and sweet paint. Hats off to them; they make them run. And but so we bought it, and we do top 5, top 6, most of the time. But we wanted to update, and I was looking for free horsepower, and our blower that we had on there was a 650 to 700 horsepower draw. So the only way that I knew how to make the same amount of horsepower and get it all to the flywheel was turbochargers. So that's what we did.
You were running it was a factory style supercharger, correct? Like just straight up, like radial vanes, and really not super efficient, right?
Yeah, it's 30s technology, and really inefficient. I put a thermocoupler in the intake, and we was running 542 the first time I checked it, and I was like, "Holy shit!" That's Fahrenheit. Pardon my French. And then we decided to water inject it, and we dropped her down to 340, 350, right in that neighborhood. And then we put more water in there, and we got her down to, I think, 275, wasn't it? Somewhere around there. And then, of course, I did some head work, and I did it all myself. We took them off, and we put bigger valves in there, and then actually got VW, which I know them. Britons would hate to hear that German word go in there, but we put VW valve. Golly, what? It's on the intake, but it is the stems. It was the valve guides. There you go. Man, I couldn't think of it. But yeah, we put VW valve guides in there, and then we put way smaller. This is 11/32 valve stems in there with 225 valves, and we dropped our boost 14 pounds by doing that and cooled it down to 166 degrees.
No kidding!
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, that was incredible. I didn't expect that much. I figured 10 pounds of boost, maybe a drop or something, but we dropped it 14 pounds.
Yeah. Wow. So this wasn't really a mid-season decision. This is something you've legitimately been working on all year long, right?
2 years roughly. I've been buying parts. Mm-hmm.
Wow. And
yeah, so I bought it.
Hold on, buying parts. Like, who has a twin turbo Rolls Royce that you can buy parts from? Like, that doesn't just happen. You don't pick up the phone and just go, "Hey, I need a blank." Like you had to think about this.
Oh yeah, definitely. We was going to go with. I started pricing turbochargers, big ones, and I was like, "Oh, this is going to hurt the pocketbook." So I was going to go. We was going to go with some with like 3 or 4, like 88 millimeters or 98 millimeters or 102s, depending on what size we was going to run. Because I was looking at CFM what I needed. I knew it's going to be a bunch, and then believe it or not, Sean Wilhite posted a new setup for his car. And I just messaged him. I said, "What are you going to do with your turbocharger?" He said, "I'm selling it." And he lives 65 miles away from me. And I said, "What do you want for it?" And he shot me a price. I said, "I'll be there tomorrow with cash in hand." And he said, "Sounds good." So I went and bought that turbocharger, and then I found another used one from Hearts, or from, I don't want to say their name because they ain't paid me nothing, but yeah, from somebody. And then I got another used one. And so we got 2 used turbochargers, but they both have been gone through.
What size chargers are you running through that?
140s.
Well, but that makes sense for the cubic inch and the RPM bandwidth you're trying to be in.
Mm-hmm.
It does make sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, and then we actually jumped up the pistons. Wayne's tried these pistons before. He had them. He had what do you have? 9 of them, because he blew it up with these pistons. And there's 8.5 to 1 compression ratio. But he tried it with the blower on the low setting, and I started figuring up the your cylinder pressures and all that. Well, yeah, it's going to blow up with what he had. I'm gonna limit my boost to 28 pounds, so we should be good. And I was running a lot less than that at Lufkin on the trial runs, just for a heads up. So there's some horsepower to be made yet.
Right.
With what you guys have to do, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, you're required to be mechanically controlled. Like you can't have any sort of electronic controls on the engine. So
I could have COP on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where I'm going with that is boost management with wastegates and such. What are you looking at? How are you managing that? Do you know, based on what the data logs are telling you, to be able to control that and sort of put it in its happy place, I guess, so to speak. And then if you are, how are you doing that with a wastegate?
Right now, I got a manual wastegates, of course, and then I got a manual controller on it. But I'm fixing to change that and put an electronic wastegate controller on it for a couple of different reasons. But one of them is to manage it, and if it does see the high side of the boost, it goes back to just spring pressure then at that point. Yeah. And so the spring pressure is going to be setting right around 22. I should be right around 22 next time I go out, just with the spring pressure I got.
So can you put an E-gate on it and do that? Is E-gate an option for you?
E-gate, what is that? That's
electronically controlled. Yeah.
Yeah. That's an option. Yeah, definitely. And I'm going to.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think they won't let me have electronic fuel injection, which is fine. I've changed the fuel injection. I built that whole system myself there. And, it was a three stage, and I made it a 4 stage, and it just comes in so much smoother now. And, there's a lot of stuff I did that's behind the scenes that nobody ever sees, but it's made a difference on every bit of what I'm doing.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here looking at the size of the headers sitting behind you too.
3-inch primaries. Yeah.
Wow.
3-inch primaries. Dude.
Yeah. And 460 millimeter wastegates on it,
Yeah. So let me ask you this then on the EFI question. How much would EFI truly help you if it was allowed? Say like it is over in Europe to a degree.
I don't know. I can get pretty darn consistent with the manual once I get it dialed in. injector size and everything. I think it'd probably help. Like say you got a cylinder that's running hot, because I got EGTs in each one. So if I had a cylinder running hot, yeah, I'd probably shoot more fuel in there instantly and cool it down.
Okay.
But this way here, I got to go through my data logger, and then Austin helps me pick out my injectors, and then we go and change them out.
Yeah. Our buddy Dylan Babel's watching. He said, bring that beast to Cali next year. I wouldn't mind that based on the track I saw him have this year out there.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Man, it's a long ways out.
Yeah, it is. But so let's fast forward here. So we've gotten into the technical side and everything. Let's talk about the first night whenever we're in Lufkin. I got a couple of videos sent to me. Just kind of take us through the process up to that. I mean, what were you feeling with the track going into it? I mean, just if you want to say how conservative you really had it set at, because it was kind of just me being able to see what I could. Everybody knew it was on conservative the first two passes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I went in there and on the barrel valve injectors, I went ahead and just upped them up probably 10 thousandths roughly per injector, and then on the high side on the four stage, I went and upped them up about 15 thousandths per injector. So I wanted to make sure it had plenty of fuel, because I didn't know what the air was going to be like, or what it was going to do, and temperature wise or any of that stuff. So I just wanted to make sure it had plenty. And now the wastegates, I had weaker springs in them, so I knew it was going to be. I figured it's going to be around 20 pounds of boost, but I missed that mark. But it's 15, 16, so that's pretty close.
Wow.
And yeah. So I knew it was going to be. I got a ways to go on boost, so it was on a very conservative setting.
Yeah, I mean, you could see the smoke kind of coming from it. You could tell that it was. But some of the other conversations you and I have had too, we're used to seeing the different engine combinations, something similar to this over in Europe, right?
Right.
I've got to believe that all the eyes over in Europe right now are on you with what you're doing.
Oh yeah, that actually one of my buddies, whenever I said going to turbocharger, and I posted a Griffon Growl deal, and one of my buddies over there says, "Hey, just letting you know, everybody in Europe's got their eye on you right now." I said, "Great, no pressure."
Yeah, because this isn't even something that's been done in Europe to this extent, I don't think. If there's another one out there, correct me, but I don't think I've seen one like this.
In that 98, there was one, but it looked like 3.5-inch turbochargers, and the throttle bodies looked like 3-inch. They were speeding that thing through a straw, and you can't feed a dang 1,160 or 1,120 cubic inches per side through a straw. You got to give it some volume.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Charles, you've got better questions than I do as far as all this goes.
I'm curious, like before we got to this evolution of what the tractor has become, which is amazing. You had an opportunity to be interviewed with the guys from 1320 Video. Yeah. I know those guys, Kyle, Scott, Fred. They're all friends of mine. What was that like to introduce them and to what you're doing and what the sport is, and how did that sort of evolve? Like, what was your experience with those guys? Surely they were gobsmacked, but what was it from your side?
Oh, they were. It was cool. They were real nice guys too. And so which one did I put on the driver's seat? I put one of them in the driver's seat and started.
It was Scott. Got in the seat.
Oh
Scott,
man, yeah, he was like just happy, dude. And right when we killed it, I said, "You driving tonight?" Because I like giving people a hard time. And if he said, "Yeah," man, you ready? But
I need to hang around. I need to hang around with them guys more than you.
Oh yeah. I'll tell. I don't know if you can see it, but I put Willwood brake pedals and and a clutch pedal on there. And I told Wayne, I said, we can make some blocks, aluminum blocks where he was sitting on there the other day. It's like, he's not very far from the pedal. So I said, if it runs good, I'll let you drive her again, So yeah, it's going to be fun if he gets on there again.
It'd be fun to see those guys do that and to see their reaction to it. I think it'd be amazing to hear the reaction, but also to grow the sport. Really, those guys have a reach that is so far beyond what we do. It would be cool.
Yeah. Then you know what? I watched that video they did, and they did a really fabulous job of cutting everything in and making it look good, and it's awesome. But and they're good people, and man, I was glad to do that video because it, that's once in a lifetime deal.
Yeah. I think I tagged them at some point whenever we were promoting this show, talking about you guys coming on just to see if they would be like, oh, really? What's going on now? Type of thing. I don't know if they ever saw it, though. I'm sure they get tagged in a bunch of stuff every single day, knowing everything they have going on.
Yeah. Yes. Shoot me their.
I'll reach out to them if you want to do it. Like, we can make it happen. Like, we could put Scott back in that seat and see what he thinks.
Yeah, that's good.
I'll take that back. He's gonna be in second behind me.
Charles, are you allowed to go to that side of the Mississippi River, though?
We'll figure it out. Don't worry.
Yeah, he's gonna have his fire suit on, ready to roll.
Oh, he's got one back there. Don't let him fool you. He's got one.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I
was really glad to get interviewed by them guys. Ryan kind of made that happen, and he said something to me, and he called me and texted me, and then as soon as we rolled that out, and one of them said, "Did we just see the coolest thing here?" I said, "Yeah, sure enough, you did, pretty much."
Yeah, 12 for the win.
Yeah. But going back to that Lufkin deal, I know Shane will talk about that a while ago. We fired this thing up for the first time on Thursday morning at 3:00 in the morning, and that sucked. And then we went to bed, and then Friday we started working on it, and then Friday morning there, and then got turbochargers on it, built the shield, got everything going, and hosed all the wastegates up, and 5:00 in the morning and started it. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, and then I went to bed for a little bit, and we got to Lufkin at 5 and we pulled at 7:30.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a fucking day. Yeah. Yeah. Pardon my French. That was a day. And then he's talking about
that.
Yeah, then we said he was talking about the track and stuff, Lufkin, did we go out and look? I said, don't even worry about looking at the track. We're just going to see if the thing goes straight, goes down the track. Yeah. And
it did.
Yeah. And I was like, I just hope it goes, And then I started taking off, and it rolled forward a little bit. And I was like, man, what's it doing? And then it's like, did they hook the chain on? I stopped, and the sled hit me. And I was like, well, yeah, it's hooked up. So I pulled it forward a little bit more. It started taking off, and it started going. I was like, well, I guess it's ready. So I just nailed the throttle. We'll come to find out my clutch pedal, brand new cable. I don't want to say the name yet because they're supposed to warranty it, but it broke the dang cable. So I didn't have a clutch. I just drove it out of the hole both nights.
No way.
Yeah. And then
Awesome.
The second night, me and Austin, we adjusted the stall springs up 750 RPM. I was showing them how to do that, and me and Jared and Austin, we got in there and messed with it and got it where we could come out of the hole a lot easier on the second night.
Yeah. I just have to imagine all the eyes that were on this thing after the pulls were over and before the pulls started.
Oh, yeah.
Days. Like, people had to be drilling over this thing.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, when I got it running on Thursday night, I went back there and thanked God, and I said, I'm going to mention you at the first interview, and I got interviewed first thing. That's I want to thank God for everything, all the means and all the skills He's given me, because man, I tell you what, He made it happen, and so I did my deal too, Yeah, but I tell you what, that was a workhouse for sure.
Yeah. So
I'm curious to hear you say, take us through. So the original version of it being supercharged and now being turbocharged, I wanted to make a distinction there between the two of them. What is it like in terms of your experience and how you get it to come up out of the hole and go? What are you doing and what are you feeling to make this machine perform?
Well, I don't even have an RPM gauge, and so kind of seat of the pants, and it's always been like that too. The only thing I got is an oil pressure gauge, and I got a boost gauge now, but I can't hardly see it and see. And with the 6-to-1 pistons and the blower, I always had to come up on RPMs and then feather that clutch out and almost load the motor a little bit until I felt it. It's like, well, yeah, there's that. It's got that little thump in there, and once that thump smooths out, you can just nail the throttle and hammer that bitch. But with the 8.5-to-1s in there, I just pushed both brake pedal down and just started feeding the throttle until I felt the tires spin a little bit, and just push forward some, and I just let off the brakes and ran with the throttle, and we've gone.
So you're launching it bib style.
Yeah, and I didn't know what we was going to do because we're trying something completely new. It's like, well, this should work. We'll try it.
maybe.
God,
Yeah.
What a ride!
Yeah, it's kind of fun that way. You got to, you drive from the seat of your pants, and it's a lot more fun. And if it's actually going to do, because it's kind of boring that way.
And I'm still young enough in my driving to where I've had to drive without the RPM gauge before, and now it was within my first couple of passes. But now the more experience I get to a certain extent where I watch it. But then after it gets past a certain number, it's like, all right, let's go. I'm not worried about the rest. It's time to go.
Yeah, you can almost feel it. You're just like, well, yeah, it's got this little quirks, and that V12 does. If you listen to it, even when come up with the boost, it's like, and then you can see the whole thing just jumping up and down. And that's just the cams in there as a certain RPM. It always does that. It does it with the blower. It does it with the turbochargers. And then after that, it just smooths right up, and it's like, okay, it's ready.
How much movable weight do you have on that thing?
Quite a bit, actually. Still, we gained about 700 pounds. We was fat for a little while. We was eating good, but each one of the turbos weigh 100 pounds, and
Right.
so and then all your piping, and then I got new tires on the back. They're 100 pounds a piece more. So it starts adding up real quick. And of course, we built a new frame. The Joe stock rails, and then
okay.
yeah, and then we did I built all the cross members in house here, and we got a press brake and a plasma. And the only thing we didn't build on the headers was the collectors there, and everything else is pretty much hand built. Even the CS box, we built all that here in house, the mounts for it and everything.
I can't stand up right now. There's going to be something that'd be awkward if I did.
Wow.
So, kept it PG-13. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. So the biggest question that I've got, and that I'm sure everyone who's watching the show, where are we going to be seeing this thing run at? Is it going to be strictly outlaw, or are you just going to make sporadic appearances wherever you feel like going?
Pretty much outlaw. I'm going to try to, if it runs really good, I'm going to try to hit for points. I don't know. You just kind of play around with it a little bit and see what happens.
Yeah. So the other thing I was curious about too, with it being so different, the turbochargers have to have the cross bolts and all the safety and all that in still, right?
Yep. And we did that. We did that all while we was here. And my uncle's got a machine shop in Munster, Texas, Superior Machine. He made the guards on the front of the turbos for me. And then he made the thicker flanges for the back on the back of the turbocharger. So we weld our X in there, and then we put the bolts in there too. Yeah. So it's got we already did all that, we want it to be right when we get out, but I don't want to be halfway.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if with it being like that, if they would have required the European style, like pretty much what I call the cage. I didn't know if they were going to require that or.
Well, I just did them, the shields up there in the front, and I contacted Outlaw, and they said, "Oh, that's plenty good." Yeah. So,
Good.
yeah. And,
Wow,
I thought
awesome.
about doing an X in the front. And then I've seen them on the black international pulls and super stock with Outlaws. And
Brad Campbell.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw those. And I was like, man, that looks sharp. So I took a picture of them. I sent that to my uncle. He's like, oh yeah, no problem. Yeah.
That's going to be awesome. Just to be able to pull out of your back pocket, be like, yeah, we can do that. That'd be great.
No problem. And then even we did a 12-inch clutch on it, 12.5-inch. So he made me the plate that goes in between the block and the clutch can there too. He made that for me also. I don't know if you can see it or not, but did a nice job on a piece of aluminum,
You're
really
on
nice.
a phone, aren't you?
Do I not?
Are you on you have us on a phone, don't you?
Yeah. You want to see it?
Can you move around much without your internet going in and out?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's kind of different. Yeah. And then back here, that's the clutch can and the piece he made right there. Yep. And then we made all this stuff, and we did all that in house. Yeah. Yeah. Wayne built all this. This is back in the day. But yeah, he did a nice job on all that. And there's where it all happens. Headquarters. Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of different. Homeless. I mean, what the hell?
That piece is absolutely beautiful. I hope I have the opportunity to see this thing run in person at some point in time.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
There's the business end.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's.
Do you have a shield, that metal shield? Is that just above the turbo blankets themselves?
Yes. Yep. And they said that they needed a shield around it. And I said, yes, sir. We can get her done. Yeah. I don't know if you can see up inside there, but there's a shitload of damn hoses and wires and yeah. It's all cool though. We get her. Like I said, we built, 95% right here in house, and then there's an oil tank, and then it scavenges out of that oil pan and comes in here, and then this is a fuel tank here. Yeah, right around it, and then right here is where it goes into the motor. That oil does. Yeah, and that's where the oil pump is actually in the pan. Yeah, it's a different animal. That's for dang sure.
Yeah, it really is. So, aside from all of this, you said you made 95% of this in house. I've got to imagine you're a machinist by trade during the day, right?
No, not a machinist, but we do a lot of stuff. I mean, we built semi trailers during the oil boom, and we're working on a race trailer right now. We're rebuilding it, and we put winches on trucks, whatever a person needs, but we can do it. I mean, we just do whatever anybody needs, and we don't tell them no.
So you're a multi-purpose fab shop then?
Yeah, yep, yeah, and like I said, we got a 200-ton metal brake back there, and a plasma machine, CNC plasma, so we can cut something out, we can break it, make it look nice. I did all the fuel tank myself, and then I had a guy come in here and weld them up, because I'm not a TIG welder yet, but one of these days I am going to learn. Yeah.
If that's the biggest problem you've got on your schedule, You're doing all right. You're good. You're doing all right.
I just think it'd be cool to lay down some dimes. I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. We'll go to the same school. I want to learn too, so we'll do that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some of your outlaw compadres. They've jumped over. Tyron Olmers, it's a badass machine, guys. Congrats.
Thank you,
Mark
Tyron.
can't wait to hear that thing in full song. She's a beaut.
Yeah, no joke. Yeah, full song. Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
He's a beaut, Clark.
I'm there.
Great.
That's all I'm gonna say. And then Craig Ulmer said the money shot right there, frontal view. The craftsmanship is fantastic. I was fortunate to get the personal score by Mr. Both himself.
Them older guys right there are tough. I mean, I'm gonna have a hard time competing with them guys. But thank you, guys.
He said he'll teach you to TIG weld too.
There you go.
All right.
We got a teacher now. Heck yeah.
All right, now we've got everything we need. We're ready to go.
I got the TIG machine. Tell them to come down there to Texas and show me.
Yeah. Hope Brock is watching. Hey, from the Brocks in Lufkin.
Hey, Hope. I met her in Lufkin, and her and her husband, just nice people, good people, and their little niece set up on the tractor and took pictures, and yeah, it's good family right there.
Yeah, I wouldn't lie about it. I'd be probably trying to be pushed to the front of the line to be able to sit on that. I'm a diesel guy at heart, but
Fight
man,
me.
that's
Fight me.
ah,
Fight me.
yeah.
Oh, heck.
Look, I've seen you single-handedly pick up a person, so I'm going to pass on that one. Yeah, she said she loved it. Great time. Thank you again. So,
Oh yeah, no problem, Hope.
you guys are already loved, and congratulations on this awesome new piece. I hope this summer, if I've got a free weekend and you guys are over my direction, I might make the 6-7 hour trip to be able to see that run in person.
Hell yeah.
Well,
Totally.
Man, it'd be awesome. Come over and say hello. I was going to tell you, when we go to the pools, me and Randy are very well known as being the most personable guys there to get people involved and like letting the kids sit on it and everything else. Will man said that those guys right there, that's what everybody needs to be. And I agree, because without the fans, we can't do what we do.
Yeah, exactly. We need to get the youth more involved any way we can.
Well, look at what they did. Look what Discovery did with Street Outlaws. Once the fans started knowing the people, they didn't care about the cars so much. I do, but the people didn't. The most of the people, the majority, they look at all the racers. It's like, oh, that guy's cool. That guy's cool, and they go buy T-shirts. And guess what? That funds a whole bunch of stuff for them Street Outlaw guys. We need to take a note from that and say, hey, we need to get these people out here and introduce them to our fans, and they can start supporting themselves a little bit more. They'll come to more of the pools. They're going to buy more merch, and it's going to be a win-win for everybody.
The biggest idea that I've had has been kind of like what the outlaw circuit does, because when you even ask any of the NASCAR drivers themselves, they make more money on a dirt track weekend from selling merch than they dare do making any money during the Sunday races. Yep. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm. I believe that 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. But you guys, thank you so much for jumping in here with us.
Yep.
It was a great interview,
no problem.
And don't be strangers around here. Come back and join us again sometime.
Don't be surprised if you see Austin and Jared with us too, because Austin likes to come along and keep us in line and keep us straight. Ain't that right, Austin?
That's the real boss down there.
Yeah, he does a good job. I mean, he's a good kid, and we brought him to Wisner, and man, he got autographs from them guys, and they all like him. He's a good guy, good kid.
Yeah. Well,
good upbringing.
Thank you guys so much, and Doug, I will get with you after the show. I'll send you some stuff down your way there, that some Motorsports Almanac stuff.
Okay, yeah, and send me some the stuff from the guys' names from 1320, and I'll reach out to them too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll get you guys linked up with those guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for having us on, and thanks to all my fans, to all my fans and all that stuff that makes this all happen. And thanks for Kurt and Tyron and saying the kind words,
Yeah. Well, guys, it's been fun. See y'all.
All
Thank
right.
you for
Y'all
doing
take
this,
care.
man.
Y'all have a good evening.
Awesome.
So is-
Bye, Doug. Bye, Randy.
Bye, Austin.
Bye, little buddy.
Oh, that's so
Wow,
cool.
that was awesome. Something so different.
Unbelievable what they're doing.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what this is going to look like coming up. I'm willing to make the drive to see that run in person.
I totally would. 100%.
I'm down.
Yeah. Yeah. I would go out of my way to see that thing do what it does.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
yeah. We have got our next guest that just joined us, Mr. Klint Tucker. What's Smoking Promotions? Klint, what's going on?
Do you have the right one? There's two of them down there.
I don't know. There is two. Tucker. Nope. Not yet.
Boy, Clinton just never has any.
He just
Good-
never
good
stands a
things.
chance with the internet. Poor
No.
fella.
Never, ever.
Effingham,
Illinois,
Illinois.
too.
You think in Effingham, Illinois, we could do this, but no, clearly we can't. All right.
Oh man. Well, Charles, you were down in Florida drag racing this weekend too.
Yeah, I
While we're
was.
waiting for the
Maybe I'll still
Clint.
continue, but
can you
Yeah,
hear
just keep
us?
going.
Refer to
Just keep
Clint.
going.
Yeah.
Are you
Charles,
gonna
go
hear?
ahead.
I'm just gonna
Anyway,
take it off.
Oh dear Lord, we've got three of them in here now. Oh no. All right, you keep talking. I'm gonna figure out which one we've got to have.
hell of a good weekend to be out there and see all of the door cars and the stuff that they can do. It's an event that is billed as the one that started it all, and they're correct in saying that. 31 years of door car drag racing, and they are far and away the event that precedes anything else like it that has become so big. And door car drag racing really has become a big deal, and that's cool. But this is the OG, and it was fun to go there. The weather was fantastic because,
Nice
of course,
Sunday.
it was. But to see guys like Stevie Fast Jackson and Lyle Barnett, Lyle's in 3 cars. 3 cars, different classes. Unbelievable. Just hammering it. What a fun time. I loved it. I saw the only thing that I'm going to say that was maybe a little bit off, and that's not this is not a knock on the race. I was looking for maybe some import stuff on the back of World Cup final, and there was one. There was one 2JZ car, and then there was Eric Laferriere in X275 like he normally would be, with the 2JZ white rice. So like he was expected, but beyond that there was only one. That was kind of weird. I was looking for more.
Hey Clint, can you hear us now?
What if he's muted?
No, it says not.
I don't know. No, I mean, I like the incorporation too. I didn't get to see it either, but the incorporation of the RVW versus Pro Mod stuff. I mean, it's just
That was so awesome.
it's such an intriguing integration between the two because I mean they're primarily some of the same setups, but ultimately used in different fashions.
Yeah, it was. I didn't get to see the final, but the first round for them for both. Holy smokes! It was just. It was an education in what's the goal, right? What's the goal? Do we want to go fast or do we want to put on a show, right? So that is a opportunity to show both sides of the same coin. And the Radio versus the World guys did ultimately spank on the balloons are fun big tire guys.
Yeah.
There's two ways to do the same thing. It's fun to watch pro mods. It's fun to watch RVW, but we ultimately when the clocks are turned on, and we got to know who's the fastest. We kind of know, don't we?
Yeah.
We kind of know.
Yeah. Clint, can you hear us now? Maybe. I know
Yeah,
you
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank the Lord.
Here we go.
Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Hey, Clint.
How you guys getting along?
Good, good. You're starting to get even more busy, though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So,
starting to get really interesting.
Yeah. Everybody that is listening to us on audio platform, podcast platform, we are joined by Klint Tucker from What Smoking Promotions, going over Midwest Winter Nationals coming up in Cloverdale, Indiana, C-Bar-C Expo. Just in January, we're under 2 months, less than 2 months away now.
Oh yeah, don't remind me. It's coming close and it's starting to get exciting. We're getting a lot of interest the last few weeks, getting a lot of entries in. Looking forward to it. Had a lot of good conversations today with guys that are working on stuff. Hopefully, getting parts back. So the entry list will increase probably for the next 3 to 4 weeks, and we've got some interesting things to talk about. So, what do you guys got for us? Yeah. I just soon answer some questions and get then ask.
Okay, first, for everybody watching, if you know somebody that wants information or at least has some questions, share this so that people can ask the questions so we can get them answered somehow tonight. That'd probably be the best way right now to get them. So,
And one of us
Absolutely.
will get you an answer to whatever question it is, right?
Clint, are we okay with
may be right.
discussing what the raffle tractor is going to be?
Yeah, absolutely, Charles. Yep. That just talked to Justin Steckensteiner today. He's hoping to have pictures of his new creation by our meeting. We always have our board meeting here this Saturday after Thanksgiving, and hopefully after that, he'll have all the toy all painted up, and we'll have that for the raffle. And I talked to Justin today, and Chuck Steffens is also going to donate another toy to the raffle. So we actually have two.
Wow. I didn't know Chuck was going to do something in addition to that. I was going to, when it comes to the raffle tractor that Justin usually does, it's going to be the life changer of Trevor Zankert. And actually this coming Saturday, I'm going down there and I'm going to take the pictures and take the measurements to make that relate that information for him to make this a real deal. It means a hell of a lot to me personally that tractor is what's going to be the one. That it just means a lot. It just
Well, we had our meeting when we had our meeting in March after the event. It was a no-brainer, unanimous by all the board members. So that was that wasn't even really much of a conversation.
Yeah,
that's what we're going to do.
I feel it, and thank you guys for doing that. It means a lot to me. It really does.
Well, it was hard last year to go through all that, but we thought we'd tribute him with a toy this year, and hopefully his family, their class that they compete in is a lot of entries in it, and hopefully they're proud to have the toy, and we're glad that they have all helped us out everywhere they have.
I already told Justin he needs to make 3 of them. One to raffle off, one for them, and one for me. I need one on my
one for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sitting here looking at their class now. I think there's 17 registered for that class right now.
Yeah, I put a little challenge out for those guys, and they came through really good. Really excited. Woody's really excited because that's Woody's favorite class.
Yeah. Nobody does it like Woody does it, though.
Yep. He'll be the flag man for those classes in the qualifications and the finals. He demands it.
Yeah.
As he should.
Yeah. That's going to be a lot of fun, though. I mean, the classic mods. So Klint, let's talk about what some of these other classes that are going on. Who are we really needing to sign up as urgently as possible to kind of be able to fit the schedules to where we need to be?
We're good on probably 90% of them. We're looking for a few more super farms. We only got about 10 or 12 signed up. Our rules are a little interesting. We're trying to combine all the major groups, which I've learned there's a lot of opinions about what we've decided, but we're going to try to do that with the Outlaw, PPL, and NTPA tractors all running together. I think it'll probably work. It worked last year, and I think it'll work a little better this year. Like to have a few more 4-1s. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Light pros, so looking for a few more light pros. We'd like to get to the 30 number that we can split them and have 2 sessions of them. Of course, the light pros and the 4-1s battle out there on Saturday morning, and they get to run together at each other at 9,000 pounds. And like get that class up just a little bit, we can split it. We're probably gonna our 85 limited pros are run on Thursday night. It got really big. We're probably going to split that one and have top 4 out of each one of them go to the finals on Saturday night. Hot farms, unbelievably, we probably need about 4 more of those to get to our 60 number. That way we can have 4 sessions of 15. And a couple guys have called me, so waiting on parts, hoping to get new motors, bumping up, coming back down. So we got all the tractor classes are looking really good. Mini rods need a few more of the little tire guys, and just need a few more mini rods. And I've reached out to some of the Kevin Moore and all the mini rod guys. If you got a mini rod and you're still interested, just Facebook message me and we'll get you figured out and signed up, because we'd like to have a few more mini rods. Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
What's
How are we looking for the 3.0 so far? we're sitting right about at
3
20.
O's.
Did we get to 30 to be able to split them?
3 O's, I think we were going to cap them at 24. Can't thank everybody who's helped me get this class up to where it was, because it was pretty terrible a few weeks ago. But I think next year we're not even going to open up the diesel truck entries till after diesels and dark corners, because I can't believe how many guys I've talked to, and they're all good dudes since diesels and dark corners. They didn't even know we even had a pull. Oh my God, 21 years, and these 3 old guys didn't even know how to show. So hopefully we get a good bunch of 3.0 trucks in this year. We put on a good show with all of them. They have a good time, and we want to come back, because we are the only place in the nation that has a full-length track they can strut their stuff on. So
Yeah.
excited to have all those guys up. We're going to have a lot of new faces in the 3.0 class, and still looking for a few more 2.6 trucks. I'm going to start beating the bushes a little bit, get a few more of them. But yeah, as far as our diesel truck game, it's the strongest it's ever been.
Yeah. And I want to talk specifically about this light limited superstock class. Charles, I remember the first year that I was given the opportunity to announce there, we thought that class the first year was stacked. The next year, we thought it was even more stacked. This year, out of the last 3 years, I think this is going to be my favorite light limited superstock class. We've got 24 of them registered for the 6250 and 20 of them registered for 6500.
Yeah, we can have one heck of a program to present to people. And like, I've always said it, and I believe really deeply in this concept. It's the Super Bowl single charger.
Yeah.
And for light limited super, you're a part of that. We can do something that's astronomical if you're willing to participate. And that's where it starts. You've got to be willing to sign the piece of paper to get in there and come and play. If you do, oh my gosh, we're gonna do right by you. We're gonna announce you on the best platform we possibly can, and take care of you in your experience. You gotta sign up. You gotta sign up, and you do it. What are you? Why is everybody so scared? Come on, let's go. This is the biggest deal you can get, and you're gonna hide.
I tease a few guys that are kind of reluctant. I was like, we're gonna live stream this, so your buddies can see you back home, do good or bad, whatever. We're the only. Yeah. I think we're the only light limited class that's live stream, because I don't think Murfreesboro does it. I don't think Eddie does it down Lexington yet. But yeah, we'll live stream you and we'll make you famous.
Yeah, I mean, they are coming literally from Ohio. Just looking at here, Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, Alabama. Evan McDaniel and Constant Sorrow is coming all the way up from down there. Really excited to see him, because, I mean, I'm around him every weekend. I know what that tractor can do. Richard Taylor, Jerry Shipes, Brent Schubert, Michael Rose, the Robinsons from Missouri, Hayden Otto, Brian Miller from Wisconsin. I mean, it's just – there's been years past where
we're going to make it
okay.
famous. Are you scared? Like, that's the challenge. Are you scared?
There are some groups that really don't like my rules, but I always encourage them. As like,
dude, you do such a great job of equalizing everything.
Yeah,
that's a bullshit excuse.
Yeah,
you really do a fantastic job of making sure that everybody has an opportunity to compete and be a part of this thing. So that's bullshit. I don't accept that. I'm not gonna let you get away with that. And off of that as an excuse. No, it's not. Bring your stuff and do what you can do.
So, yeah, I mean, this is gonna be it's here. I mean, we're less than 2 months away, and I haven't been more excited for Midwest Fire Nationals as I am for this show in particular. Not just because it's a little bit closer to my house, but just as a whole. I cannot
Oh,
wait for this.
shut the front.
That's 90% of it. 90% of it, right?
Yeah,
there.
but I mean, it coming this far south, I really think you've seen it in the entry. All the Kentucky boys.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, when it comes
I
farther
poke you a
south,
little bit.
when it comes farther south, they show up. Oh, okay.
That's just gonna give me
man.
some shit.
Yeah. So, Clint, what's going to be the magic number you cap off these light limited classes at?
We'll probably let them. I mean, if they would accept the challenge and get up to 30 in both of them, we have no problem splitting them and seeding them, and run half of them during one part of the session and another half later in the session. We have no problem with that. We would be honored to do that.
I think I can find 6 more, though, just off the top of my head. Why the two?
Well,
there's 2 of them I'm thinking about that are right there next to you, too. And they've talked about it.
I would love to chip in and say that I can deliver on the same promise for Michigan late limited supers, but no. You guys have failed me repeatedly. You don't show up. You don't have anything. It's been years of promises of, oh, I'm coming. No, you're not. So just do you and whatever. Like for this event, I'm not counting on you anymore. Just
well, Charles, one of your friends is a little Alice Chalmers coming for the first time. He's never pulled indoors at all. He's not really competed a whole lot in light limited, but he's going to come down and try.
who, Jennings?
Yeah. No, the
I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it.
I've got Mark Ottenbacher from New Haven.
Yeah,
there you go.
I know Kyle. Yeah, that's gonna be a big we'll see. The tractor will appear. The tractor will appear.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Sorry,
everybody's got to start somewhere.
Kyle, I'm gonna get a text message. So, Kyle, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, Clint, we're gonna at 30, we'll split them, and I mean, there's still some I thoroughly believe that haven't signed up yet. Let's go on down here into our 4-1s though, because this is where things have been getting kind of interesting for us in the conversations we've had. So you threw down the gauntlet whenever you guys came out and said that we were going to Cloverdale, and I'll let you go ahead and make sure that it's worded right. But from what I understand, anybody that's not from Wisconsin or Minnesota, as long as you make the finals, you're going home with some money already.
Yeah, talk to board guys in March, and we'd like to extend some very friendly, and then, you know, I've had a couple guys kind of, you know, send me some disturbing text messages. But this is all fun, just trying to get some guys from all over the United States to come compete. But we'd like to do some call outs for my home club. You know, I'm born and raised here in Illinois. For my ITPA guys, from the ITPA 4-1s, Mid-South 4-1s, and the 4-1s out west, PPO Western Series, and the Outlaw guys. If you enter your 4-1 tractor and you make the finals, you got $1,000. But regardless how, if you make it and blow up at 50 foot, we still give you $1,000. Just because you made it. Because the last 2 years, the last 2 years we've had 5 Badger State tractors and a big green tractor from Minnesota has filled our finals the last 2 years. Just trying to get more guys interested in coming running with us. Put a little carrot out there. And then Josh Dutton, John Coots, and John Meyer Jr. They entered there last week, and I got a nice message back from Josh Dutton that says that they're going to be a little Badger State call out. Any group of tractors, whether it could be your club or guys from the same engine builder, same turbo manufacturer, get together. We'll do a competitive distance on the qualifier. The 3 Badger State tractors, we will add up their distances, and if you can beat their distances with your 3 on your team, you get $1,000. So
like that.
basically, the Badger State guys have drawn a line in the sand.
I'm already
Come
seeing.
get them.
I'm already making a team in my head that I really like.
What's interesting is that the winner from last year, granted that they had engine catastrophic damage this year, is not signed up. If they do get together, they probably will sign up. So that'd be another heavy hitter in there too. So
Who was it that won it last year? I can't remember. It's been almost a year.
Elsing.
Oh, yeah. Well, he still technically falls into that Badger State group, wouldn't he?
Yes, but
Yeah, I talked to Greg quite a bit. The boys are taking their time. I don't think they're going to make it. They'll be down there in moral support, I think. But if the tractor would get lucky and get done, because they got a lot of harvesting left to do, and they got their banquet coming up, and Greg's president of Badger State. But be great if they could make it. If they don't, they'll be down in moral support, I'm sure. But yeah. We're just doing some fun things, to spur the 4-1 class. We were the first group to put them indoors, and we're proud of the class and really like them. And
Super Bowl single charger. Let's go.
Dean.
I know a lot of guys are waiting to get back their information from Louisville, but I would like to have them come to Cloverdale, and a couple of them were there when they were super far and just complaining about the parking lot. We're going to do our best to micromanage the parking lots where you guys can get in there and get warmed up. Plenty of time. All the rumors are, it was horrible in 2009. I promoted the stupid thing and lost my butt at it, but we got half the vehicles there this year. I tried to run 2 tracks in 2009, didn't work. Ran a lot of alcohol stuff in that building. That didn't work as well. But I think we got a good handle on it right now. Me and Ryan Zolik, Joe Hurd, we're going to micromanage the parking lot. We got some parking lot attendants. Probably be Tillman, Mark Austin, and we will do a lot of things up front. You will get an email exactly when you can arrive. You'll know exactly what area your semi is supposed to go in, because when they registered, they had to give us their length of hauler.
Mm-hmm.
So we can micromanage that and tell you where you can park. And there is a rock lot to the south where some of the smaller haulers can go. And there'll be a bunch of them down there. But it should work out as long as everybody cooperates and understands what we're getting at. I think it'll be fine. But don't let a parking lot stop you from entering, because we'll get it figured out.
We'll move. I'll make
it'll be fun.
We have ways.
Yeah.
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 Also,
long as all the Thursday guys cooperate, the rest of the week should be just fine.
Yeah, absolutely. And then 5-0 pros. We've got 12 of them signed up. Going to be run the ITPA charger rule, right? Yeah,
ITPA, NTPA Region 2, and Outlaws 2024 rules. We run the common-based Weimer turbo. Everybody kind of seemed happy with that. Got a lot of input on that in the fall. So that's what we needed to stick with right now, and that's what we're going to stick with. And I'm going to bug a couple more guys by getting signed up. I'm excited for a couple more that are on the fence You know, one guy said, well, I'll go look at the forecast. I was like, come on, man, it's Winter Nationals. Just get over here. You know, you're less than 2 hours away. It's not like you're committing to a season of 50 hooks. You're committing to a Saturday night with the best of the best 5-0s in the nation.
Yeah.
Come pull.
Yeah. I mean, the 12 that we already have signed up to, I mean, it's going to be tough to pick a winner out of that bunch, even though I'm kind of biased towards one because he's from Tennessee. But, you know, nonetheless, I'm really excited for this 5-0 class. I had an opportunity to see it run in Nashville there at the end of the year. It's going to be a fun class, and we had a few last year, but I think we're going to see even more this year because last year was just more invitational based, right?
Right. Well, it was a standard, but we had a snowstorm and Lawyer couldn't make it up. But this year we're in a little different geographic area. Hopefully, we don't have problems with the snow, and you know, it's right off a 4-lane interstate. It's pretty easy to get there. So
Yeah.
I think I think it's going to work out just fine.
Yeah, it will. It will for sure. But we've got Dean Halicki trying to do the double down again this year. He's going to run the 4-1 and the 5-0.
Yeah, because he made the finals in the 4-1 last year and he won the 5-0. So
Yeah, he did.
He's our defending champion.
I don't know, man. That high cotton still got to go too, though. I won't even lie
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to watch Kenny run a couple times this summer. He likes the RPMs.
Did you ever see that pass from Elizabethtown earlier this summer on
Yeah,
YouTube?
I saw it on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. Still, it was them and Parkers that were there in Elizabethtown. That was the first time that Mid-South had that class, and that was a lot of fun that night.
Yeah, Mike Hacker and I are good friends, and he helps Quigley out with Case. He's gonna rattle Parker's cage. It's not that far for Jeff to mosey on over, so hopefully we get Jeff there. And I'm still working on a couple of ITPA tractors.
Have they ever ran indoors before, Parkers?
I'm not sure if Jeff ever went to Louisville or not. I think he has.
I think so too.
And he might have went to some of Doug Roberts' shows at Kansas City. You know, when he was pulling Kemper, he might have went down there. I forget. It's been a long time ago, but if Jeff wants to come pull inside, I'm pretty sure him and Hacker can figure it out. They can get pipes made and bring them. But last year there was some kind of a scheduling conflict. Jeff was all excited to come to ship, and he had something pop up. He couldn't make it. But hopefully this year, get these farming done, and it's interesting because Jeff's a good ambassador for 5-0s because dear Lord lives in Ohio and he pulls with Outlaws quite a bit, and he pulls an ITPA all the time. He doesn't get to hardly pull his tractors in his own state ever, and but hopefully being close to him, he'll want to come. But we got a good class.
Yeah, we really do. I mean, we've got the overall event winner there for the Southern Illinois Shootout in September is entered. Mark Lawyer with the new eras in there. David Justison, Matt Crow from Crow's Landing, California. We saw Horsemeyer make the first hook on that tractor earlier this summer, and it ran strong. So, I mean, there's no shortage of power. Chris Kane's in here. Steve Bausma's with the special edition 5.0. Change of pace, wrapped up with vengeance. I mean, this is just some of the ones that we've got coming and more to be added.
Yep. My brother was actually out in California this weekend and went to the pull they had out there. And Matt's sure excited to see it. He said it spent a lot of money on it. He'd just like to get on it now.
Oh, he hasn't even laid eyes on it yet in person. Oh my!
Nah, I don't. He's never drove it. No.
That'll be a little different from Super Farm, that's for sure. Because he's entered with his Super Farm too.
Yep.
Yeah, because
they're
coming out
I
here
got the whole Oh,
What was that?
we got the whole California tribe coming out.
Yeah, I was just gonna add on to that. They're coming out here for multiple polls. Murfreesboro as well to get into
Sure.
there. So
Yeah,
coming
they
up.
always come over to Murfreesboro. Yeah. Yeah.
And one comment up here from Chris Baker was how many component light pros are signed up and what is the weight difference from casting component? I'm pretty sure there's 3 right now.
There's 3. We all need to do some praying to make sure all 3 of them get there. But in the summertime, it's 300 pounds, and in the indoors it'll be 300 pounds. The caster and tractors weigh 87. The components weigh 84.
Yep, that's gonna be.
And I've had a lot of light pro guys. I've had a lot of light pro guys. Voice their opinions about the components, and I said, well, ain't never heard anybody yet. So if you wanna come and pull the caster and tractors this year, if you're scared to death of them, this is the year to come, because all 3 of the components will be on Friday night. We're going to kind of call that the PPL side of it, and then Friday afternoon if we get our number or 30, there will not be any of the dreaded components on Friday afternoon. It will all be caster and tractors. So we'll group them together on Friday night. So, and 4 of each will go to the finals. So wouldn't be scared of them, because none of them hurt anybody's feelings yet. We'll address that topic whenever it is a topic. Right now, we're still caster and light pro tractors, and I'd like to have a few more. And there's none in Louisville. These guys, there's only been 1 light pro component going on a track to this date, and it pulls me out west. And I don't think they're planning on competing at the Midwest Internationals. I'll talk to them at our banquet, but yeah, it's like being scared of Bigfoot. I watch a lot of shows about Bigfoot on the History Channel, the Scary Channel, but you know what? I spent a lot of time in the woods and I ain't seen him yet. So don't be scared of your shadow. It'll be fine. Come pull light pros. It'll be fine.
That was a great analogy, by the way. That was pretty good.
Well, I hear it a lot, and we haven't had 15 caster in tractors and 15 components go head to head yet. So, I just keep thinking back to the old days of T-Bone getting it done at Gordyville, caster in versus all the best pro stocks in the nation. So,
yeah,
if you got the HPs and you got the heart and you know what you're doing, you'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we're at 24 now, and we want to get to 30 to be able to split them. And same thing for light limited supers.
Yep. Yep. When you split them, then you can take tractors out of the same club away from one another. You can take guys coming in the same hauler away from one another, and makes it a little interesting. Then you can kind of help each other out. It makes the show better when we can do stuff like that.
Yeah, it really does. Dylan Babel says, whose light pro rules are you running? So PPL, right?
We run PPL's rules. We have a common turbo rule, so turbos are all 5-inch inlets in the same exhaust side. The only difference in the PPL and the NTPA is we do allow the METOS tires on a PPL tractor, where they don't allow them on an NTPA tractor. And of course, the NTPA doesn't allow components, but there's only 3 components entered. I don't see any more coming. I'm praying for all 3 of the guys that got the components entered that they get them done, because I think the world wants to see them, and the world wants to see a couple of them compete against the caster and tractors and see how it all works out. I mean, this is going to be the first weekend of 38 weekends next summer on the PPL side that we can make our judgment. But as of right now, Component Light Pro hasn't won anything, and I've
Bring it.
exhausted myself explaining why we did it. And
Bring it.
there's a reason.
Bring it and show it to us.
Yeah.
We got to
There's
see
a
it.
reason the Pro Pulling League did it, and we talked with the manufacturers that build components, and only half of not even a half. I would say the Pro Pulling League with the Western Series and Badger State in the Silver Series probably accumulates about less than a third of the tractors involved in the Light Pro class nationwide. And we decided to do it. They gave the manufacturers of the components plenty of time to get those done. And we'll see what the future holds. But as of right now, there's nothing to be scared of. We'll have a good track. We got the best sled operator in the nation. Good smoke machine. Plenty of places to park. Just if you want to come, everybody's got my phone number. Facebook message me. You got concerns, we'll work through it.
Yeah. Well, boys, I don't have any other questions in regards to that. Do you guys have anything you want to add on top of it?
Nope.
Chris Baker said no bar limit on the tires, right? For Light Pro.
Yeah, we don't have
Okay.
no bar limit.
All right.
Put ADM on there and see if it works.
Yeah. All right. Well, Klint, thank you so much for joining us. If you want to stick around after the show, there's a couple things I want to show you that I've been working on. So if you just hang on just a couple minutes.
I'm just in there watching basketball, rooting for the team that always loses.
UK?
Yes.
That's from Kentucky boy.
If the devil had a team, I'd root against Duke.
How bad's the score right now? Do I even want to know?
It's a commercial right now. Kansas won the first game, but Michigan State let them know they're there.
Huh. Sweet. All right. Well, we'll tie up a couple of loose ends here, and then I'll bring you back in real quick.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
We'll see y'all later.
Awesome. Man, I can't believe we're 2 months away from this. I'm super excited. Chris, you asked a question earlier. Are you guys announcing again this year? Yes, all three of us will be reunited again for the third year. We're super excited about that.
Not me. I won't be announcing. No, that won't happen.
Charles, you look tired.
Yeah, I kind of am.
Yeah. Just in other racing news, you guys, some more names being added to the Florida Drag Racing Series down in Bradenton. Anton Brown's going to be having a pro mod for this winter. Really excited to see that. And I think the PDRA champion, Mr. Harris, accepted his invite this past weekend. So throw a couple more names into that hat. So any other news that you guys can think of coming at us? I know we've got the competitor reveal list for TNT Lexington Horse Park is going to be coming up soon, and all that. And you guys, next week, November 19th, we're not taking a week off. National Farm Machinery Show predictions will be right here. Special start time at 7:30. We're going to start a little bit earlier just so we can get through everything. That's going to be a little bit of a marathon of a show. Charles will be 8:30 your time. So you'll be a little more, you'll be a little better off there. But everybody share that. We are going to release a post about that. And tag your pulling organizations, tag your friends, tag your fellow pullers, share it around as much as you can. We want this show to be huge. I can't say enough about it. It's been really hard for all of us to make these lists, you know, as competitive as this year has been across the board. I've got Light Pro, 4-1s, Light Supers. Charles, you've got diesel trucks, 4x4s, and super farms, right?
Oh, you can't believe what's coming.
Oh, boy. And then Wyatt, you're on the modifieds, dual the fuels, and two-wheelers? if I'm
Yep.
not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the most pull your hair out class out of them all, honestly.
Yeah.
There's only 15 million of them in just the Midwest alone.
Yeah. But y'all, everyone, we will put a post up about that probably either tomorrow or Thursday, one of the two. But until then, we will see you guys later. And Nick wants to know, what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
Unladen swallow.
Oh,
I don't know.
An unladen swallow.
All right. Everyone, we will see you guys right here next Tuesday, 7:30 Central, start time, 8:30 Eastern. We will see you guys later.